to relative truth to analyze. That is also it is necessary to apply on hearing and a certain mind. This is the very important element on hearings. It is like a kind of certainty. It's like unmistakably and kind of like determinedly to apply, to investigate, and through the valid cognition of the relative truth, analyze the relative realities, our life in the present, current our situation. It is not indirect kind of phenomena. It is a direct phenomenon. That is the most important. And then is the next and verse also goes like this. And the fifth ones, these appearances in all their rich variety arise through the dependent origination. Something that is the truly independent, like a lotus in the sky, will not appear. And also it is very much the truth. Here is and these appearances, this in the current, our appearances, form, sound, smell, taste, those appearances in all the rich varieties. There are varieties, yellow, blue, inconceivable. We cannot count, like how do you say, uncalculable, or it's like kind of cannot calculate. And this, therefore, is a variety. This arise through the dependent origination. Through the dependent origination. How it is through the dependent origination. And also it's like Mipham Rinpoche takes it, all the outer and inner phenomena arise through the interdependent originations. For example, like we have 12 links of the outer interdependence. There is the Mipham Rinpoche's book. You can to look at this gate knowledges. And inside they says how it is the outer planet, like vegetations, how it is the interdependently and cause and conditionally to arise. And also inner interdependent, like 12 link of the interdependent, our own body, speech, mind basically started the ignorant, until our death, and like this. Each individual dependently said, if there is one a lack of or missing, and others is never arise. And it is like a kind of and dependency phenomenon, and that is the inevitable of the causality. This is the inevitable of the reality of the relative truth. And it is like a kind of not exaggerate. We need to again and again and again to analyze. Very important. For example, my experience here. Sometimes it's like a kind of like, I need to do positive things. I don't want to do negative things. Really? Why not? What is this? I don't believe like kind of causality. I need to recite something mental meditations. Instead of doing that, maybe go to holiday, maybe go to other things. And because of the lack of understanding of the causalities, inevitable of like this. For example, sometimes it's like when I take the insulin or medicines, I don't know how it works, I'm eating through my mouth, through the throat, it's going to in the stomach. Interdependently, there are works. But sometimes I have very much hesitated on belief that. I don't know, I'm taking something, tablets, but it really works or not. And the doctor said it works. Then I believe that's it. I believe or not believe, it works. If really to take the medicines, it came to like acute and the sickness. And it's like this is kind of relationship. relations or the combine, or it's like kind of generally there is like a, we can to say it's like we do something, there is a result is automatically, and it's like unavoidable, and this kind of coming. We without analyze, it's difficult to believe that, and therefore it is like a outer or inner, this the 12 these links, this the dependent originations, like the cause and conditions, and then it's like outer cause and conditions, inner cause and conditions, how it's like produce the process of these originations. And something that is truly independency. Something is not dependence, no cause, no conditions. How it is arise? Do you understand? Mipham Rinpoche say, this is like the lotus in the sky, or the barren woman's doctor, or the horn of the rabbits. It's like this. For example, sky lotus, where is the existence? You can to talk sky's lotus, horn of the rabbit, or barren woman's doctor, or the sun's shape, color, you can draw it, but they are not truly existence. Never existence happened, never happened like this. And it's not like this. In our relative, these realities very much coming out dependent originations. We need to concern that very much, because without concerning that, how we will become enlightenment? Impossible. And what we apply to the enlightenment, all the like kind of path, bhumis, are become the cause, condition of your meditations, condition of your study, condition of the reflect on that. These meditations, reflecting, study conditions, and then you are like goes through the path of bhumis, and each moment you're the realizations, and this make the cause become the enlightenment. And also that is the follow the causalities. Is we call the dependent origination of the samsaras, dependent origination of the nirvanas. There's the two kind of positive dependent origination, negative dependent origination. Negative dependent origination of the samsara, and relate to the outer 12th link of the dependent origination, and the 12th inner dependent originations. And then it's like the positive dependent origination is like the path bhumis, and like this kind of, and until we become enlightenment. And this is necessary to analyze. And then is also the next verse, the 6th one, it says, it is a completed gathering of the causes that function to bring about an effect. All effect, whatsoever they may be, depend upon their own, particularly curses. And there are three is a reason, this is very, very important. I want to say three valid cognitions. Would you like to write it down? If you like, functional, the valid cognition, reason of the dependencies. No. Functional valid cognition. Dependency valid cognitions. The nature of valid cognitions. Functional valid cognitions. Valid, functional. Okay, this is very, very, have you studied this one before? I think the Abhisama Alunka we already studied, yes? Okay, here is the quoting this text, okay? completely gathering of the cause. It is the functional valid cognitions. Because that is a function to bring about an effect. That is the functional valid cognitions. And we call the cause of functional valid cognitions. Of cognition of the cause, which is functional reason. Functional, you can just say. And no. Okay, and it's like the cause, it is very much functional reason because it's all the time is producing functionally producing the effect. And that is the first reason, functional valid cognitions. And then is the dependency valid cognitions. And we call all the results are the dependency valid cognitions, valid upon their own particularly causes. That is in the verse. And affect whatsoever they may be depend upon their own particularly causes. These true valid cognitions, it is the most important valid cognitions. And Buddha's teachings came to share with the science through these valid cognitions. And for example, we can just say, any kind of cause, it is the like kind of functional valid cognitions. Why you say like this? If you have cause, 100% inevitably is produced effect. And also is this cause, is like, how to say, inevitably. And also it's like barley, the cause of seeds producing the barley, functionally, effectively. And if there is the cause of the barleys, 100% result barleys. And that is the like kind of telling the truth of the realities. And then is the result, maturation is. It's completely dependence, valid cognitions. Any kind of whatever result, it is like depend upon their own individual cause. If there is a result, the barleys is not come from the rice, is not come from the wheat, is not come from the other green things. It's come from barley, cause of the barleys. This is the truth. And then we can to apply to that. We need to understand correct, incorrect. You know, in the Eripe Magazine, he translated correct, incorrect. Sometimes what it is or not it is. And also correct and incorrect. Some Lotsa is not happy. What can I do? Correct, incorrect. Correct, incorrect, we have that is absolutely, this is very important too. If we do correctly, everything is going very well. That incorrect doing things exactly me. Everything is the wrong way, and then is disaster things happened. And therefore, very important to follow the correctly. Therefore, this true valid cognitions. And also you have, there's different translations to translate it. I think you translated the functional reason, yes?
Because we had this in the book last year, we had this in the exam. We use the same terminology.
Okay. Functional reason. Functional, the cause of functional valid cognitions. Very nice. No? And therefore, I think it's like the Evelyn is correct. We use the kind of same is terminologies, functional reasoning, the reason of the dependency. And this one, yes, you mean? Okay, now she is happy. Okay, I'm talking about that one. Here is look completely gathering of the cause. Is this the reason? This valid cognitions talking. You know, this is like kind of the elucidation. Is talking about that. You know, completed gathering of the causes. Then it's very much become functionable. It's like kind of about the affect is automatically occurring. That explains it. Then is the all affect, the result. Whatsoever they may be arise, it's depend upon their own each individual, particularly this cause. That is the valid cognition of dependency.